Hi everyone, this is Mindy Egan and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating a 5 by 7 card using the brand new Craft Your Life project kit from Altenew. I don't typically make 5 by 7 cards, but they sure come in handy when you have a large stencil design that you just can't bear to trim down. This video is also a part of a video hop, so we have more inspiration to share and we also have giveaways, so be sure to comment to enter for a chance to win. I'll have more information about that and to the next person in the video hop down below in the video description, along with all of the supplies that I'm using today. Here is a quick look at the One Go Friendship Flowers. This is the Craft Your Life project kit. Now, this actually was released during the Secret Garden Retreat last year, and I had just never gotten around to using it. So I'm really excited to play with it today. And I had some unexpected surprises when I started pulling out my stencils. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp my image. So I'm bringing out my stamp wheel 2.0, and I have a piece of hammermill cardstock that is cut to 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to ink up the image using the permanent mist gray ink. And if you followed me for a while, you know that I love to stamp my images first in a light color of ink, usually a light gray. Do my ink blending and then come back and stamp over the top with a black ink. This just helps reduce the risk of any smearing of the ink, and I get more of the true color when I'm ink blending. Two important things to note is that tuck your cardstock into the bottom corner of your stamp wheel and then leave your stamp in place. That way, it will always be perfectly aligned when you come back to stamp the outline later on. So this stamp set, it stamps all of the flowers at once. It's going to ink blend all of the images mostly at once. And then it also has a coordinating die to die cut all of the images out at once, which I actually really love that feature. And I decided to go with some bright pinks for my flowers today. I am using the Cherry Blossom collection. I started with the lightest color, which is Pink Diamond, and I am using a small blending brush to apply that color. Now, down at the bottom, there are some leaves that are hanging off a little bit below the stencil. And I brought in the last stencil, which I completely forgot about. I completely forgot that the last stencil in this set actually blends, or you can ink blend a background. So it's really easy to create a one layer card. But I also love the fact that you can kind of customize your background to whatever you want, especially if you love ink blending like me. I removed the first layer of the stencil, working on the second layer using Pinkalicious. It is a beautiful bright pink. I'm also working on my 9 by 12 sticky mat that I turned to be vertical, which just fit the stencil better for me and my cardstock. And then I do have it held in place on some of the sides using satin masking tape because some of the stencil wasn't overhanging enough for it to grip to the mat. Now I moved on to the third layer of the stencil, and for that I used Rubelite. That actually finishes off the flowers. I'm going to move on to the leaves, and I picked out colors from the Seashore collection, starting with Mountain Mist. It is a beautiful change up to flowers. I love kind of my mossy greens, but this kind of minty look or this teal kind of shade is a beautiful change up, especially with those bright pink flowers. Now, there is one part of the stencil you do have to kind of shift over to get these two extra leaves down at the bottom. So just be on the lookout for that. The next layer of the stencil, I came in with Volcano Lake. I decided to change it up and move to my smaller blending brush for this, which I will have linked down below. And that was just able to help kind of control the color a little more and get into those finer areas of the stencil. But since this is the last layer of the leaves, I did step it up just a little bit with Lagoon, and I made sure to kind of keep that focused closest to the flower. I brought in a little bit of mocha for the center of my flowers because keep in mind these layers of the stencil do add these centers. And I wasn't sure how that kind of teal look was going to be in the center. So I brought in that mocha for a touch of brown. That completes the floral images. Now we're bringing in that last layer of the stencil to do our background. And I am using the Glacier Caves ink collection for this, starting with the lightest one, which I think is Arctic. And I'm using a large blending brush for this, but there are some very, very delicate areas of the stencil. So you want to be super careful. I am holding a lot of those areas down with my fingers, but you might want to spray a little bit of pixie spray, which is a repositionable tape that you can spray on the back to hold those down. And then I stepped it up with Caribbean, I think it's Caribbean Sky. I went around at the very outer edges of this with a blending brush and that darker shade. And it is just a beautiful blue paired with my leaves and my flowers. I love how we have that distinct border on there and the flowers are kind of hanging off of that edge a little bit. So I brought that back over to my stamp wheel. I placed it down in the bottom corner, just like I started. And I'm going to ink up my image with the obsidian ink. This does stay wet for a little longer than a regular dye ink. So you want to be mindful of that when you are handling your cardstock so you don't transfer any ink. So I'm flipping this over and I'm going to stamp the outline back in. A lot of times I do kind of like that no line look without adding the black detail, but my curiosity gets the best of me just to see how much the image pops when you add that black outline. Now, when I was stenciling this, I was not paying attention to how straight those lines would be that the stencil created. And I kind of messed up when I was trimming my panel down. So I went ahead and I used a master layouts from Gina K Designs to trim the background out just the way I wanted it to. And then I created a card front out of white cardstock that is cut to 5 by 7. So I knew I wanted this to be a bigger card. I just kind of had some unexpected cuts in there. So I made do with what I had. And now I do have this beautiful white border. From a previous crafting session, I had stamped out these sentiments from the Wholehearted Sentiments Mother's Day edition. They are beautiful, heartfelt, just like it says, sentiments that I thought looked great on the front of this card. And my mom really loves flowers. So I added those to the front of my panel using that foam tape and had it kind of hanging off of the edge. I love how it kind of bled into the white border a little bit. I hope you enjoyed today's card project and taking this and turning it into a 5 by 7 card to really highlight those big, beautiful designs that we put so much work into. Don't forget to leave comments to be entered into the giveaway. I will have all of that information linked down below in the video description, along with the link to the next person in the video hop. Thanks so much for joining to me today. And here is another video I think you'll enjoy.